Hello, welcome back to my channel, Maggie's XX Tarot. How are you all? I hope you're all doing well. Well, today I want to talk about a sort of dream, sort of a download. It was really significant to some of you out there. So as you know, I do a lot of readings, and sometimes they alter. I don't always stick to tarot. I use a lot of oracle cards. I use a lot of divination things. Sometimes I use runes. Sometimes I use all these different things. So anyway, recently I've been linking into the gods and the goddesses, and I did a couple of readings on them. There was only a certain amount of you that really resonated with that, and there's a reason for that, because not everybody is sort of into the Egyptian sort of mythology about ancient Greece and the wisdom and guidance that some of these gods and goddesses can bring you, right? Obviously, I was going to bring out a reading in 2020, then 2021, and then 2022. So I was obviously ignoring something, and it was to do with Isis. All right. So for some of you out there, it's very important that maybe you listen here, because a lot of you are embodying this beautiful love goddess and other goddesses. You know, there's quite a number. So anyway, I wanted to talk about this little dream, this dream download I got, and it's all linked to Egypt. Now, growing up, I did have an affiliation with wanting to visit Egypt, but I have asthma, therefore to be in the Egyptian tunnels and things wouldn't be good for me. Anyway, so I'm going to just explain this sort of dream, and maybe you'll be able to make some sense about it more so than me. Okay, so anyway, I'm in my bed, and then I'm sort of half dreaming, and I had like a sort of guard appear at each side of the bed, and this guard had the staff and those Egyptian sort of faces on them, and I was like, well, what's this all about? Okay, don't know anything about this particular two sort of Egyptian guards at each side of my bed. So I thought, oh well, somebody in the collective must be getting guarded at this point in time. And next thing I know, I actually genuinely did think that I had passed over to the other side. I genuinely thought my number was up, and that this group had been successful in actually taking me out. Because where I was, I then was faced with Anubis, and all I know about Anubis is he's a protection god, sort of with the underworld, etc. So I was then in the underworld, and I was in a queue. I was at this side, and I actually took a sort of a kind of, I can only explain it like a panic attack, because I actually thought I had passed over, that I was 6 foot under and I'd died. What I was doing in wherever this was, I mean, I could see the smoke, I could see these big temples, I could see everything, and I'm sort of looking at this big thing, and I thought he had a mask on, but it's not a mask, that's actually this Anubis's face. Okay, and I'm looking in a state of panic, thinking I'd passed over, and he just smiled and just said, just ushered me on to move forward. So I move forward, and I'm at one side of this thing, and I'm next to Anubis, and at the other side you have a queue, and there's all these people, and these people, I don't know what they were waiting for, but there was two queues. I was in one, with standing next to this Anubis, and there's a queue, and then you've got the scales of justice. So what was happening was, I don't know why or who I was sort of looking out of, whose body I was in, or who I was looking out of, or if that was genuinely me or it's one of you in the collective. But whoever you are, you've got phenomenal power and phenomenal link to Egypt, to the ancient wisdom and the gifts that the Egyptians had, especially Isis, Sekhmet, Bast, a lot of the other sort of Egyptian deities. Okay, some of you may work with Anubis, but for some reason they were showing me this. But because of the situation that some of you may know about with this group, I actually did think this group had actually manifested me into being 6 foot under, but I don't think that was me. I think I was being shown this for some of you. Excuse me. So anyway, whatever was being scaled out or whatever, just know whoever's done a lot of this nasty energy towards you in the collective, or whatever these sins or things are that they've done, I just wanted to pop in to tell you there was at least 30 people that were in this queue, and just me and Anubis at this side. I think you're safe, you're pretty safe, and you're going to be okay. And I think the energy I got was that the scales of justice is balanced now in your favor, whoever you are, and whoever this group or whatever it is here. I mean, it's not just me that's been attacked. Remember, a lot of readers on YouTube are all being under attack for different reasons and in different ways. And it's just that dark energy that is just trying, excuse me, trying to bring down the collective. Somebody doesn't want me to speak. So I'm sitting, and then he just sort of smiled at me and just ushered me just to stand there, really. So I stood there and I thought, I haven't done anything. Why am I here, you know? Because I don't do any form of magic to hurt people. I don't even light a candle or do anything. So I was wondering why I was there. Okay, so anyway, this group of people are sitting, and the scale kept dropping. It just kept dropping and dropping, but not in their favour, right? So there's a lot of things being exposed in whatever it is that's going on in your life. Just know that the scales are falling in your favour out there, collective, okay? And that goes for my fellow readers as well. Whatever injustices that have been against you, I think are going to come to light, and I think you're okay, but I think whoever these people or persons are pretty fucked, to be honest. To be rude about it, excuse my French, but they're effed, literally, because of the level of things that they've been doing. So after that, I was transported into the middle of a circle. And as I'm in the middle of the circle, imagine this is me in the middle of a circle. There was 30 people around this circle, right? And I was sitting here, and there was a main person. I couldn't see their face in the middle of this circle. There was 30 people around, okay? So I don't know what that's about, or whether you are actually in some sort of circle, or there's a circle that's doing things to you, or you go to some sort of circle, okay, or you're trying to link me into a circle. Well, don't do that, because that's against my free will, and I wouldn't appreciate that. And there would be sort of karmic sort of repercussions of trying to do anything like that. But because this came to the forefront, I think a lot of you, I've mentioned this before in my previous readings. If you haven't seen the gods and goddesses that I've done, I would suggest if whatever one you are linked to, you go and have a look at that, because it's very important. There seems to be this very, very strong energy of goddesses and gods at the minute. So if you're getting an affinity to go and visit Egypt for any reason, or sort of a divine intuition that you're being called to go there, then there is wisdom and guidance that's coming through for you at this time. So your dreams are very, very important, but also be protective as well of your dreams, to not allow energies to come in that are trying to alter your dream state, to groom or to sort of change things for the benefit of them. Because whatever it is, I do feel the collective's protected, because that's what I know about Anubis, is that is a protective energy. So anyway, I just thought I would share that with you, because I thought it was like, oh my God, I genuinely thought, oh sugar, my number is up. I'm down here and I'm being judged, you know. So whoever's being judged, it's not you, collective, it's these people that have done sort of things against you, okay, is what I wanted to say. But very interesting, because these guards, it was like I was transported into some sort of Egyptian room, you know, and like there was a guard at one side and a guard at the other side, and you know, then it just went from there to here. you know, so just know you are protected anyway. So what I'm going to do, because I don't understand, I understand a little bit about gods and goddesses, a little small amount. I'm going to be researching that a little bit more for some of you out there. Some of you out there maybe are already versed. You know who you are, you know who your descendants are, you know who your ancestors are. But I do feel there's a lot of ancestry with the Egyptian side of things coming in very strongly in the month of August to September is what I want to say. Okay, so I'm going to go and actually probably order a couple of decks that have got the Egyptian deities in it, because I couldn't find my gods and goddesses ones to follow a reading on here. So I will add that on to a reading at a later date when the cards come in. I've ordered myself 2 decks. Okay, but I can't do anything right now to explain a little bit more. I'm obviously not going to tell you everything about what I've been shown, but I have been shown a lot. Okay, and a lot of you are reincarnations of these very, very powerful energies. Okay, a lot of people that don't understand it think we're all crackers and we don't know what we're talking about. Okay, but that's their bag, don't worry about it. But a lot of you, even if you don't say, some of you readers are already aware, and other of you aren't aware in the collective. Okay, but that's what I wanted to say. So when I get these decks, I'll add on the video to this one. I don't know when they're coming in, and we'll do a little reading to see if we can delve into this a little bit more, to get a little bit of understanding why that's coming forward for you guys at this time. Okay, anyway, I hope you're all having a lovely, lovely day. I know it's quite lovely here in the UK at the moment. How long that's going to last, we don't really know here, because it's like, excuse me, the sunshine does not last long. I mean, it's sunny one minute, rain in the next, sun, rain, sun, rain. So whatever you're doing, have a wonderful morning, wonderful afternoon, wonderful evening, and I will catch you on the video. I'm going to attach it to this one when the cards come in, but I just thought, I genuinely took a panic attack because I thought, my gosh, I'm gone. Okay, I'm still here, still fine, guys and girls. Okay, anyway, take care, guys. I'll catch you on the next video. Bye bye.